Hi everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday and liking this little, I guess, unexpected or unscheduled stream of Tony Hawk in Pro Skater 3+4. I'd love to hear if you guys have played Tony Hawk, like any of the Pro Skater games before, because this seems like maybe an unexpected stream for me. I don't really probably look like a skateboard person, but I actually played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 back in the day. For proof, this is my binder of PS2 games, and my brother and I, we used to really jam out to the soundtrack in Pro Skater 3. So excited to relive this, and we're probably going to play 3 today. I haven't played 4 or any of the other Pro Skater games before, but should be fun. But hello, hello Wolf and Andrew, I Converted Optimist, and Joe, and Tony P, Majora, happy Sunday. Looks like I could pull off some gnarly grinds. Maybe. I actually never skateboarded back in the day. I think I mentioned the last stream. I did rollerblading as a kid, but not too much skateboarding. My brother did a little bit of skateboarding, but he wasn't that good. He never did, I think, any tricks. Maybe he did a heel flip, but that's maybe the extent. Play Death Stranding 2, maybe. I want to play the first game, I think, before I attempt the second, which I do have actually Death Stranding on Steam that I could potentially play. I don't know how interesting a stream of that would be because it's mostly cinematic, right? So we'll be sitting through a lot of cutscenes together, but maybe reacting to that would be fun. Pro Skater 3 is the only one I haven't played before. Well, Joe, we'll relive it together, or you for the first time at least. And I just remember there were so many like iconic little areas you could go towards. I think there's like an airport and some other kind of just cool little things around town to do little trips and stuff on. Let's see, I was asked, have you played Pokemon Conquest? I have not. That was a DS game I've always been kind of curious about because I do like tactical RPGs, and so having the Pokemon equivalent to basically like its Fire Emblem would be really cool. Maybe something to look into at some time. I know the physical is kind of expensive, like most JRPGs are on the DS, but there are other options, of course. Yeah, I could stay on a skateboard and just go straight. I think that's the extent of my skateboarding. Let's see, Wolf says 3 was one of the best in their opinion. And yeah, I hear nothing but good things about 3 specifically. So it does seem like a lot of people's favorite. Brawls asked, very curious if you'll open up packs/boxes of the Trails trading card game when we get it in English. That is a hope. I hope that could happen. I don't know how they're going to do any sort of distribution for the trading card game, so I'm not sure how easy it'll be for me to actually obtain them because I don't really have a reliable trading card game shop like that's local to me. If it's sold on Amazon or someplace, more likely I'll be able to get it, but we'll have to see how they release those. Let's see, if we're going to go down the Kojima road, I would recommend the Metal Gear Solid collection. Death Stranding is strange. Yeah, it does seem like a strange one, but definitely like a very cinematic, interesting game. Metal Gear Solid, I've only seen bits of Snake Eater, the original. I didn't really play it. I think I watched my brother play it mostly, but I wouldn't be opposed to trying that one, especially with that new collection coming out, or that came out. Does 3 and 4 of Tony Hawk have a story-based mission game? So I believe they are both structured with kind of story missions. 4, from my understanding, because I didn't play the original, I think there was less like time constraints like you have in the other games, but this remake that we'll be playing today, I think reintroduced that so that it's similar to all the other Pro Skater games. asked, have you ever played Earthbound or Mother 3? I have not. I do have access to NSO now, so I can technically play Earthbound, and I know there's other ways to get like Mother 3 and the other games. It just hasn't been a high priority for me, even though I've been curious about it because it's, you know, one of the most well-regarded RPGs, and it looks very like cozy and fun. So it's on my bucket list. Someday I'll hopefully get to it. Hello. Really looking forward to this. This is a huge part of your childhood, with 3 being your fave. So yeah, hopefully this will be fun. And it's been a long time since I played this, so I remember nothing. I've realized that my memories of the PS2 games, even if I played them, the memory's not that great. I guess this is what happens when you get older. Scorpio says Arcade, thanks for stopping by. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well too. Let's see. You're on a roll for streaming. How do you feel after these streams this past week? It's been interesting because, yeah, I've never done anything like this before, but I've had a lot of fun, like revisiting some older games like we're doing today, and just chatting has been pretty rewarding. Like, it's hard for me to get to comments a lot on my videos and, you know, having a back and forth conversation. So I feel like streaming helps with that kind of interaction a little bit better. So I could get direct feedback from you guys and see kind of in real time how you guys react to things. So the Underground series was your favorite. So I don't think I ever played the Tony Hawk Underground ones. I'm not even sure how those differ from Pro Skater. Do this have like a different story mode or something? I would have to look into that. Hello, Alex. Yeah, Earthbound is so good. I've liked what I played of Mother 3. Yeah, I've only heard like snippets about Mother 3 because that is obviously the game that Nintendo refuses to localize for reasons. So I've always just been curious from that perspective, like what happens in that game. So I kind of know firsthand why Nintendo would probably refuse to localize that. Hi, Michael H. And yeah, well, I've definitely been enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to continuing it. After today's stream, I will be posting my schedule for next week, which I will be traveling next week at Siege, so I'll try to squeeze in a couple streaming sessions before I leave, is the goal. And also come out with a video, because I think right now I'm aiming to at least release a video every Sunday. So I had one today talking about all the games that I played in the first half of the quarter, and I kind of arbitrarily, I guess, ranked them. Definitely take, I guess, the ranks with a grain of salt. That's just kind of how I was feeling in the moment, you know, and just comparing each game in my enjoyment of them. But it's fun, I think, to reflect on what you've played and how do they compare to some other similar experiences you've had within the last 6 months or so. So Underground was a little bit too maybe, let's see. So Underground 1 was good, according to this wolf, but Underground 2 became too jackassy with Bam and his crew. Yeah, I do remember Jackass on MTV. That was quite a cultural phenomenon, right, at the time. They don't make TV like that anymore, or maybe they do. I just don't. I don't see it. Scorpio says, I'm absolute trash at Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, but that's because I always watched my cousins play them when I was over at their place when we were younger, but it looked way too overwhelming for my young brain, which is understandable. I think I watched a lot of my brother play this game, but I also played it a bit when I wasn't, I guess, taking over our TV and gaming setup. But yeah, I'm sure he was probably better at the combinations and all the cool tricks he could do than I was. And I don't think I really bothered much with the missions. I think I just liked roaming around in this game and just listening to the soundtrack. Yeah, they do make, you know, the repro, I guess, copies of Mother 3 with English localizations on Etsy and some other places. So if you want a physical, it's definitely available. It's just, it's hard, you know, with those kind of repos, like how well do you think they're going to hold up over time? Because, like, you know, when they make those fake copies of Pokemon, for example, some of those don't always last that well, or there's always, like, you know, saving issues. So you always have to be a little bit careful where you get repo Game Boy or Game Boy Advance cards from. Oh, yes, I'm glad I was able to shed some light on Daybreak 2 in my last video, because it really wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. Like, there are some things I can nitpick about it, and if I compare it to the first Daybreak, it's maybe doesn't hold up quite as well, but it does improve upon the combat, in my opinion, and I just like the characters and seeing more of the characters, which was fun. Despite some of the choices they made in the narrative, like, it wasn't so bad as I think some people or some fans were saying before it was officially came out here. I remember the show Scarred on MTV, where they showed skating accidents. Oh, I don't know if I watched that. That sounds really gruesome. I wonder if they had to blur stuff, because, like, when you wipe out, there could be a lot of blood. Yeah, I think ranking videos are fun. It's really interesting how someone else's rankings may differ from your own, or just hear someone's perspective, like, in that kind of way. Because a lot of game reviews that we usually consume, like on YouTube or other publications, everyone just talks about a game by itself and kind of isolated. Maybe they talk about the rest of the series, but they don't compare it to usually other games they played around the same time. So I feel like that gives it an interesting perspective. I just picked out Daybreak 2 myself. Just got to get Daybreak 1 and wait for this guy's remake to begin my Trails journey. Well, hopefully you can find a good copy for Daybreak 1. He says pretty good, I think, at reprinting eventually their games. So hopefully that'll become more available. And yeah, the Sky remake this fall is going to be amazing. I'm so excited to see more people become Trails fans just by starting that game. Yeah, I'm not the best at games either, but I think it doesn't really matter. As long as you have fun, that's what matters. And practice does help, certainly. I usually don't have the patience to practice to improve my skills. But we'll see with streaming. Maybe I will have improved skills by a few months of doing this, especially for games that I have less experience with, at least recently, because the last few years I've been really focused in on, like, RPGs. So games like this I haven't played in a long time. Yeah, I'm really hyped for Horizon as well. I hear so many good things about Beyond the Horizon. The localization will come out in January, so definitely one of my most anticipated games coming out. Oh, Ryan, you used to skip class just to play Skate 3. Well, you may have been more productive than, you know, sleeping in class or something like that. That's fun. I don't think I was too much of a goody two-shoes, so I never really skipped class. Back when I was younger. College, though, there were definitely classes I felt like I didn't need to be there to do well. So, but that was later on, where you didn't actually, when I guess classes were more optional. Yeah, okay. So, referring to that Scarred TV show, like you said, they don't make TV like that anymore. It was not blurred, very gruesome. Couldn't handle watching it for too long. Yeah, maybe that's why I avoided that. Though I didn't watch too much MTV as a kid. I just saw a little bit here and there. Especially during kind of this era when Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games were kind of out and stuff like that. Wondering where Ys versus Trails is. I hope it doesn't get delayed. Same here. They keep, like, drip feeding us with some, like, what the remake's going to look like. I don't know why they haven't announced the date yet, because it's supposed to come out this fall, but maybe they're still trying to figure out how should we coordinate this with the Sky remake coming out. Because maybe they'll be like NAS America with Trails Beyond the Horizon and push it back. But we'll see what happens. And I'm sure Falcom doesn't want all the games, you know, coming at once, because that's just gonna, you know, it's not usually the best decision when it comes to, you know, pacing out your releases. And, you know, people can only play so much or so many games at one time. So having all 3 of those Trails games, if they were to come out the same month, that would have been disastrous, I'm sure, for their sales. Yeah, I never played on the GameCube, but I'm sure this game was great on there. Would you recommend waiting for Skies or starting Cold Steel? It's kind of overwhelming. There are so many games, LOL. So, Eggy, if you really want to start Cold Steel, I don't think there's an issue to do that. Especially the first game. Like, you're not going to be missing that much context, I would say, overall. And if you want, you don't necessarily have to play them in order. So you could start Cold Steel 1 and 2 maybe. And then once maybe the Sky remake comes out, you can consider starting from the beginning and making your Trails journey more chronological, so that you don't feel like you're missing any of the callbacks that are kind of spread throughout the game. So Cold Steel might just give you an idea of whether or not these games are for you, which it's not a bad idea. Or you could also wait for the remake if you want for Sky. So whatever you feel like would be a good fit for your time. Let's see. I remember in college having final exams and not recognizing not recognizing the people who would show up because they never went to class. Yeah, I've seen that too. And when I was teaching in grad school, I would have lead some like study sessions and stuff like that as a teaching assistant. And there are definitely students who didn't show up there but came to the exam and then bombed. So that sometimes happens, or sometimes like students who didn't show up did really well because they were, you know, good at being more independent in their learning, which it really just depends what type of person you are when it comes to that. Hello, Slayer. There were kiosks, Thunder, of Ease versus Trails at certain conventions. I haven't heard anything recently from the publisher, but yeah, maybe they'll continue doing that. I'm just surprised they haven't announced a date yet. It's a little bit strange, or if where the physical is going to be, if they're going to have a physical. Yeah. Did I like Ease Origin? I did, though I feel bad. I haven't done the so-called canon route, which is the 3rd one. I did the first 2, and then I put it down. I need to go back to it and finish that up. Though, I know with Origins, you technically should play Ease 1 and 2, because Origins is kind of a prequel to those games. So, I feel like I should play those before I complete Origins at this point. Though, you definitely don't have to do it that way. Like, Origins, I think, is also a good way to probably just dip your toes into the Ease franchise to see if those are games that you might be interested in. Just know that there are some kind of lore bits that you kind of miss, or you're not really rewarded for not knowing, I guess, by the time the credits roll, from my understanding. Hello, Calix. Nice to see you here. Yeah, Converted Optimist. I'm a little bit worried about Ease versus Trails because I hear it's not a very good fighting game, so it shouldn't be measured as a fighting game. It's more of like a fan sort of, you know, type of game. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Rad Rob says play Tony Hawk 2X on Xbox. Has 5 bonus levels. Way underrated. Oh, interesting. And yeah, the student's for me. Yeah, I thankfully did all right in college. Was able to do well enough to go to grad school. And now school is behind me, so I don't have to worry about tests or anything. because that took up way too much time of my life. I'm glad it's over. I don't know about you guys, or if any of you are still in school. If so, it'll end soon. So just have to get through it. But yeah, I think we should maybe get to some skateboarding and having all those, 2000 skater vibes. So let's check this out. I do want to note that I was given a code for review and decided just to stream this game so that we could kind of see it together, how this remake looks. So let's enjoy some Tony Hawk 3. So let's see. I think it's not reading my controller again, which is unfortunate. Okay, now it's reading my controller. Here's some service license agreements. A lot of them. Oh man, gotta accept all these before you could start playing the game. This is very long. I wonder who actually reads this. There we go. Be accepted without reading. There's a second one, this private policy we have to also accept. Dang. I don't think I've done this in a game ever. There you go. We acknowledge. And a code of conduct. They're pulling out all the stops here. Apparently I got some digital deluxe edition stuff. I don't want to log into Activision though, so we will continue without linking our account. I probably should have set this up earlier, so apologies, but just to coordinate it. All right, so that's what it looks like when you start up this game, for those who want to know, but want to learn some tricks from Tony in the tutorial. I think we should learn some tricks from Tony. So let's see how this goes. Bearer of Dreams, do you have any gaming handhelds? I do, but not, they're console handhelds. I don't have any PC handhelds. Someday I'd like to get a Steam Deck though. Anything else before we start? Yeah, Activision always puts that stuff in front of their games. I guess I haven't played an Activision game in a long time, so I did not know that. But let's see, we're going to be mastering the basics with Tony Hawk here. Hey, welcome to my new game. I see you found the tutorial. This is a great place to start learning how to play. Let's go through the lessons and have some fun. So focus on the, or I guess he'll be talking to us, so I don't need to narrate it. Listen to Tony. Good luck. Well, this is nice. I always like it when they have plenty of assistance for, what the tutorial provides. Because when they throw you into a tutorial and then you forget everything, it's hard to, you have to look up on the internet how things work. Okay, so I think a stick would be better than buttons. I feel like that would be smoother. I'll try both, see which I like. So let's do some skating. All right. It feels pretty nice so far. I forgot the whole front progression thing. Let's go up here. We'll learn how to do an ollie. Alrighty. I do not run a shop, I just collect games because I enjoy physical media. Ooh. That was weird. Oh. We're going to have a lot of falling, I think, this time around. I need to get used to the forward progression. Oh, we should find the next tape, maybe. Where's the next tape? It's over there. This game looks nice, though, doesn't it? Everything looks so crisp. You're not hearing the game sounds. Okay, let me fix this. I think that was my bad. Let me fix this quickly. Okay, the sound should be on now. Sorry about that, guys. Let me know how the volumes are. I don't have this monetized right now, so it's all right if it gets picked up. I figured it probably will get plenty of things. Oh, 180 no comply. How do I get up here nicely without falling? Yeah, this is just gonna be Wipeout, the skateboarding game. I need to learn how to get up there, though. The stairs are giving me issues. I should... There. Gotta jump a little bit farther. And there we go.
Learn flip tricks.
Learn flip tricks now. There's a streamer node with no copyright issues. I probably should have looked into that. We'll see if I could change that in a little bit.
Plus any of the directional buttons to do a flip trick. Complete the flip trick before you land or you'll bail. Tapping the flip trick button plus
So flip trick will be X on the Xbox controller.
Let's practice by doing a couple different flip tricks here. Remember to land tricks facing forward.
So I need to... Okay. Let's try that again. Let's see. Oh! Did one flip trick. Didn't like that heel flip.
That was sick.
3.
Run it again from the lesson list or find the next tape when you're ready.
Oop. Missed it. Let's not miss it.
Let's learn about vert tricks.
Now vert tricks.
Vert ramps can be any surface that go from horizontal to vertical in a smooth curve. Hold and release the ollie button at the top edge of a vert ramp to catch air off of it. The closer you are to the lip when you ollie, the higher you'll go. Don't land sideways or you'll bail.
All right.
Try catching air from a vert ramp.
We'll see how this goes. Oh, so we catch air. That didn't work. So need to go back over there. Like I need to start further away. Let's pivot. The whole not having a direction here. So I feel like I'm just jumping on the vert ramp. Let's see. Third time's the charm, right? So let's catch some air. Oh, that counted. I feel like I didn't do anything. So I just... So I guess the trick is you have to make sure you're not super sideways when doing that. And not jump over. You need to go over. Okay. So it makes it sound like you need to push A to go on this, but that's been making me jump over it. So all I need to do is go up and then back down. And that is
Good job.
catching air in a vert, apparently.
Next lesson, or pick a new topic from the lesson list.
Oops. I'm gonna do lots of fails, don't worry. We see me wiping out plenty in this game. But let's learn over here. Yeah, I think my issue right now is, I know you always, like, you want to be compelled forward, and I keep wanting to, like, propel myself forward, even though it does it automatically, and so it's been kind of messing up my camera angle, so my landing is, like, on the side when it shouldn't be. But let's see if I could get through this revert.
Hit the revert button immediately after landing back onto a ramp, pool, or
I need to do these
half-pipe
trigger
before the
buttons.
move. You can use the revert to continue a combo when you land from vert. Reverts can only be done when landing back on a ramp from vert. If you press revert button while going up, you'll exit the vert. So try to revert just as you land back on the ramp.
Alrighty.
Try hitting some reverts to complete the lesson.
Let's see how this goes. Nope. That was not a revert. That wasn't either. Okay. I'm hitting the trigger buttons. Yeah, I feel like there's a big learning curve with the camera controls and figuring out how to just maneuver him so he does what you want him to do. That wasn't a revert either. So we need to do this when we land in the air. There's a revert. Okay. I think I'm getting the hang of it. Nope. That wasn't what I wanted. Oh man. Take two. Ooh, that looked like it broke his back. Okay, I want a nice big ramp. So let's see how this goes without him crashing. They should have like a counter of how many times you fail or you fall. It's kind of like, how much do you injure Tony Hawk here? How much like would the medical bills be ramped up, right? Of how you configured all this. Okay. It's not liking my... Okay, gotta do this while he lands. So right before he lands? Okay. So I just need to get the timing right when he lands. From this. There we are. Those are the reverts.
Stay here to get it wired, move on to the next tape, or select a lesson from the list.
You spat the tutorial in the trash. Well, I definitely need this tutorial. I need to figure out how this works. Let's see. Do I think GTA 6 is coming day one to Game Pass, and why? I'm not sure. Honestly, I feel like the Game Pass stuff is hit or miss when it comes to day one. I think it depends how much Microsoft wants to pay Rockstar. So my guess is not. Because I think they know many people are just going to buy it day one. It doesn't necessarily need to go to Game Pass to get a lot of players playing it on day one. Yeah, I think I need to get rid of the habit of using the stick while moving. So we'll see what happens. If I can relearn how to do this. Like, it does take me a while, I think, to get the controls down, especially for these types of games. Okay, so I can hold the ollie button down and then release it to do an ollie at the top of the ramp. So I could try that. Watching the wipes is part of the fun. I agree, Skycatcher. I still think they need to have like a wipeout like tally and have that equivalent to medical bills of how much it would take to fix it. Yeah, health bar would be interesting, wouldn't it? Where is our next place though we need to go? We need to go down there. So let's go.
Here we'll learn how to get out of pools.
We'll learn some pools now.
Exit a pool by holding the up button while skating over the pool's lip.
So we'll have to use... Okay, so I was doing that earlier because I didn't know how to do an ollie.
Ollieing over the lip of the pool while holding the up button will also exit the pool. Ollieing over the lip of a ramp will cause you to jump over it. This will try to skate or ollie out of the pool.
All right, I should be an expert at this because I was doing this in the beginning. There's one.
Awesome.
Oh, you just had to do it
Stay here
once.
to practice more. Try it again from the lesson list. Or
Next
many
one.
goals in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater involve catching big air. In this lesson, we'll learn about ways to get more distance off the ground.
Yeah, I think a helmet would have been more safe, right? Like, we need to advocate for safety in skateboarding, especially young, impressionable kids. They shouldn't feel like they should be attempting all these tricks without a helmet on. Oh, you got sushi from all the sushi talk last night. Well, I hope it was good sushi. I haven't had sushi since I was in Japan. I feel like it's hard to eat sushi after visiting Japan from the US. Though there are plenty of great places here, of course. A couple of the Tony Hawk games had challenges related to ranking up damage to yourself, and it would give an estimate of the hospital bills. Oh, it did. Okay. I'm sure it was exaggerated, but it was fun. Yeah. Oh, they should have. I'll have to look into which game that is. That's fun.
Tap the up button just
So.
before an ollie to do a no comply. You'll get
Okay, I was doing no complies earlier. I feel like they should have done these at first. Though I guess the ollie is kind of essential for everything.
Double tap
But
the up button just before an ollie
we'll
to do
figure
a
it
bonus.
out.
This gives you even more.
Maybe they do this so that after kind of, if you were having a hard time with the earlier part of the tutorial, this is easier. So they're kind of piecemealing things to you.
Try to no comply or boneless and see just how high you can get.
I tried to turn around. That didn't work. Ooh. So the trick is to figure out how to not fall. All right, let's see. Would that metal sign really fall if I fell on it like that? Like, that should be stuck in the ground, right? That doesn't seem realistic. Wrong way. Well, thank you for turning me around. Now let's do some... So we need to just tap it. So we tap, and then this? No. I was able to do it earlier. There it is. Okay. Turn around. There we go. 3 out of 3.
If you need more air, collect stat points throughout the game to get even more of a boost. Check out the next lesson or keep practicing.
Those cars are moving so slowly, aren't they? Project 8 and Proving Ground had the medical bills and health stuff. That's cool. I never played those. Okay. I gotta stop moving the stick forward. Gotta just use it to turn.
In this lesson, we'll
Oh man, this is gonna take me a while to, I think, relearn. So we'll do some grab tricks now.
Catch air and then simultaneously tap the grab trick button plus any directional button to perform a grab trick.
All right, so B.
Holding the grab trick button longer
There.
will tweak the grab trick for more points. Different directional buttons equal different grabs. Let go of the trick before you land, or you'll bail.
Hello, Game Boy DX. Glad you can make it today.
Try a couple grab tricks to complete the lesson.
All right, we'll need to. Oop, that was not what I expected. Okay, I got to make sure. Let's see. That was in the water. Not cool. Let's see. So it's just B, right? So I think I'm trying to get air, I guess, pushing A when I shouldn't be. Should just be doing, but then I just go over. So maybe I do A, no. Let's see. There it is. Okay, I just have to do a little bit faster, I guess. No, and I keep going over. Let's see. I feel like the combination's not going as I had planned. Maybe I have to do it faster? No. Let go of B before you land or you'll bail. Yes. There it is. I just have to let go faster. No, I was hosed. I gotta stop doing the pools. Okay. There we go.
Great tricks! Stay here to get it wired, move on to the next tape, or select a lesson
We
from
could do the
list.
next tape. So. Gotta jump up there. That lets me go up the stairs. Maybe I should get some momentum going without turning. Maybe I will. Let's read some chat before I start embarrassing myself again. Yeah, so I remember playing the Tony Hawk Underground 2 on the PSP. It took me quite a while to learn the controls on this game. And then when I played the demo sense, I was so used to Underground 2 controls. Yeah, I feel like once you learn one set of controls, it's hard to unlearn it and do another one. It's been a while, but I remember you hold X release before you hop off the ramp to gain elevation. Yeah, so it's not quite X. I think I have to do A with this, excuse me, configuration on an Xbox controller. Excuse me. So yeah, I guess A would be the equivalent to X on the PS2 controller. Yeah, I found plenty of water. I'm getting drenched here. So let's see. I do remember Ace of Spades song was playing. That was very iconic in the original. Let's see. How do I get over these stairs? Do I have to grind? Because I haven't learned how to grind yet. Or maybe I should do an ollie. Over the pool. Oh, where's that spot? I should just go through here. Let's not attempt to go up the stairs. Not that way. This way. Here's the exit. And the next tutorial.
Tricks. You can grind rails, sharp edges, and even the top of a vert ramp, also called coping.
Coping.
To do a grind trick, ollie towards an edge.
So now we'll learn
hit
grinding.
the grind button while in the air to land a grind trick on that edge or rail.
I think I liked grinding the most back in the day.
Depending on your
Though,
angle of
again, this has
approach,
been
as well as the different
how many
directional
years
buttons
since
you
I
can
played
hit,
this on the
you can do
PS2.
different grinds. Tap the left and right buttons to keep your balance while grinding.
Do you have a favorite skater? I really liked Jamie Thompson and Blind Skateboards. I don't think I was that familiar with the skate scene back in the day. Like, I knew of it, but I can't tell you specific ones. It was just more of a vibe, I think, when I was growing up around that culture.
If the balance meter goes too far off to one side, you'll slip off and fall.
Brayden, I'm glad you caught this morning's video.
Find a rail, edge,
It's always
or
fun to
vert
talk
ramp
about
grind it.
games I played. Oops. Let's try. I don't want to go back there. I'm gonna go this way. Camera is really bugging me. Ooh, didn't like that. Let's try over here. There we go.
That was sick. Run it again
There we
from the lesson list,
go.
or find the next tape when you're ready.
Nice. Yeah, grinding's always, I think, the fun way to maneuver around. Where is this next tape, though? Over there. So let's see. There we go. We're back in this area.
Here we'll learn how to manual. Manuals are great for increasing the length of your combos, which we'll get to later. Tap up and down buttons to manual, or down up buttons to nose manual when skating or landing.
Okay.
Tap up and down buttons to keep your
Up and down
balance while manual.
buttons to balance.
You can hit the ollie button to ollie out of a manual. Let's see you try a few manuals to get a feel for it.
Okay, there's the manuals. Nice. Ooh. Just have to be careful with the balance.
Good job.
Nice.
Find the next tape to start the next
Those are
lesson,
fun.
or pick a new topic from the lesson list.
So we'll get out of this area. And here's our
Let's
next
learn
tape.
how to do a lip trick.
Now, lip trick.
Perform lip tricks by skating straight to the lip of a ramp while holding the grind trick button.
Ah, okay, so we press and hold the grind
You
button
need to
for
be
this.
perpendicular to the lip to perform a lip trick. Use the left and right buttons to balance while in a lip trick, just like the grind and manual tricks. Either ollie or lean back into the ramp to land a lip trick. Different directional buttons plus the grind trick button give you different lip tricks. Skate up a ramp while holding the grind trick button to try a lip trick.
Here's our lip trick. Oop. Nice. Ooh, went too far. Yeah, the balance. I don't remember the balance being like this before, but maybe it was. Probably was.
Awesome! Stay here to practice more, try it again from the lesson list, or find the next tape to start the next lesson.
Let's go to the next lesson. I wonder how many lessons there are. I feel like all these tricks are familiar to me. I just don't remember the names that well. Like, I can't Can't be that many more tricks, right? I feel like we've done most of them. Where is this tape, though? Oh, it's over there. That's the water. I don't want to go that way. Where is it? I saw it in this direction, right? Okay, it's behind that building. Maybe we have to go up? Yeah, okay. I think we have to go up. Or it could be over here. Oops. It must be up the stairs. Oh, it's over there. Oh, how do I get over there without flipping? Okay. I did not mean to do that. Let's try again. Okay, I feel really bad. I'm feeling a little sick right now. I feel so bad. I think I might have to end stream a little early. This is probably what I get for... I did a podcast filming earlier, and I think I just didn't eat enough. So I feel really bad. I think I need to end stream. Because, yeah, not feeling super great. But I could pick up this game again. We could finish up the tutorial maybe on Monday. Yeah. I probably should have eaten more before I started filming this. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I'll have my schedule. Well, Monday, I want to do Psychonauts and finish that up. So we'll definitely finish up Psychonauts. And so we can revisit Tony Hawk on Tuesday before I leave for Siege. If you guys are interested, or if you guys have any recommendations of what games you'd like to see on Tuesday, we could do that. So sorry about that all. Oh, I think I need to increase my stamina if I'm going to be streaming so much this summer. So I hope you guys have a really good rest of your Sunday, and yeah, I think I need to eat something and hopefully this will not be that bad. But anyway, y'all take care. I'm glad I was able to stream at least for a little bit of the tutorial so you could see a little bit what this game's like. We could do more though once I'm feeling a little bit better. So sorry about that. And I did release a video earlier this morning if you haven't caught it yet, if you are curious about the JRPGs and other games I played earlier this year and how I rank them, just to plug that. And we have a very exciting podcast coming this Wednesday. I'll probably tease a little bit more later this week. And we have a very cool special guest that we invited on that should have a very good conversation. But yeah, you guys all take care. And I guess until tomorrow, we'll have our whole hopefully ending Psychonauts stream happen. So bye for now.